All right. 3-6 Mafia. This was one of the winners from the marble racing that helped choose which albums I was going to react to, because I literally have an Excel spreadsheet with like a fucking 150 albums on there. It's insane. My request list is massive. It's mostly massive in part because I'm open to hearing pretty much anything, you know, as long as it's decent. And so far, all the recommendations have been great. So it's hard to filter that out, especially when you haven't heard it. You don't know if it's good or not. Anyway, winner of the marble race, one of the winners. And I'm kind of, honestly, I'm happy to hear this one because I remember watching the Hip Hop Evolution series, and there was a tiny spotlight on these guys for like a minute or two, and how these guys did like the creepier sound, and no one had ever heard that before. So I was like, all right, this will be different. I listened to some early Outkast to try and do a palette cleanser from Channel Orange to this one. I don't know if that's going to work or not, but you know, I don't remember where these guys are from. But same time period, maybe a similar sound exists there, at least something that's in the same kind of musical realm, I suppose. You know, the early mid-90s rather than, you know, late 2000s and R&B with Channel Orange. This is a longer album. It's about 75 minutes, so this will be a longer video. And with that in mind, I'm gonna probably focus on listening a little bit more before breaks. You know, some albums I almost pause after every verse and talk about the verse. A lot of that depends on how much is being said in the verse. Like sometimes, like guys like Kendrick, right, just saying so much in one verse, I'll need to pause because if I let it go for multiple verses, I forget what was said the first go. So I guess that's it. I don't know anything about these guys. I know this one's kind of considered an old school classic from what people have said. They do have a lot of albums, but this is the only one that I recognize as being suggested on a regular basis. I don't think I recall any other 3-6 Mafia albums being recommended, but anyway, it looks like it's a group. I'm staring at this cover because it's just got that 90s vibe, man. And I like that they use the old school horror comic book font, you know, for the title and shit. So, yeah, okay. Well, let's kick off. The first track is called The Beginning. I was also giggling, too, when I was setting up all the lyrics. You know, this was a big thing in the 90s. This always annoyed me when I was a teenager in the 90s, like duh beginning and duh summer. The intentional misspellings are, you know, to mimic how it's being pronounced. I don't know why that bothered me. I think it's just because I do enjoy language and writing and lyrics and stuff like that. And so it's just spell it right. But I mean, who cares, right? It doesn't matter. But I was giggling because so many of these tracks use that style. And it just took me right back to the 90s. All right, let's kick it off. Track 1 is called The Beginning, produced by Juicy J and DJ Paul. Their names are highlighted here on the cover, so I'm assuming they're going to be pretty prominent throughout this album. Maybe they do all the production. I don't know. We'll find out. All right, track 1, The Beginning.
Yeah, the 3-6 Mafia. Back
Yeah,
in the
dude,
motherfucking house. Shit on for you, motherfucker. For you weak ass niggas, they couldn't take the motherfucking devil shit. Y'all couldn't hang with the motherfucking clique. It just get thicker for a weak motherfucking nigga. 3-6 Mafia.
Yeah, Juicy J, aka the Juice up in this motherfucking B.I.
DJ Paul, the killer man. Lord Infamous, the scarecrow. Crunchy Black. Gangsta Boot.
Gangsta Boot. That's a great name.
Flizzat, Lil Chat, Project Pat, Lil Glock and SOG. Profits Entertainment, thick up in this motherfucker. Memphis niggas, fool. Yeah.
This is cool. Definitely a different sound, that's for sure. I'm gonna let it roll into track 2, which is Break the Law 95.
Fool.
DJ Paul, Juicy J, JC Jew.
What's up? You still fuck with them 2-6 niggas? Yeah, I still fuck with them niggas, man. Them niggas doing it, man. I don't just like them niggas myself, but them niggas doing it.
Throwing some dice.
What's up, false be straight ass nigga? What's up, nigga?
I ain't even like that, dog.
I know it ain't like that, bitch. I know it ain't like that. Niggas like this, nigga. What's up?
Oh yeah, this goes out to my nigga
Oh, they're
Nate.
fighting.
And the Cream Posse. Break the law, nigga.
It does have. I'll go through the first verse and I'll talk about the sound.
Nigga reckon that's the 666 shit. It's so fucking thick, we gotta lay it down, we gotta stay, we gotta break your bitch. Coming up, stays on my mind, so we gotta drop a buster. A player hate nigga or a crooked cop runner. If you wanna, it ain't no thing, I put my gun up.
The sound, you know, it has an older sound from the 90s, but there's another layer to that. There's another layer of, it does have that kind of creepy, horror, darker sound, which is cool because I can't really distinguish why. And I like that. It's neat when music or anything for that matter, it has that like subtle, intangible quality that makes it feel a certain way, but you can't quite pinpoint exactly what it is, but you can hear it. You know, it's got that darker, creepier sound. And I remember in the Hip Hop Evolution series, they're talking about that of, yeah, it was just something. And then this is the point of view I'm trying to keep too, is the idea that nobody had really made anything that sounded like this before. I think Chronic came out before this. I think Chronic was 94. I think maybe it was 95. I don't know. Right around the same time. Obviously, that was a huge album, but totally different sound from this. So I am going to focus on the idea of this sound being something totally new. What's neat is I'm thinking of things like White Zombie, of Ministry. What's another one? Those, maybe a little bit of Marilyn Manson, of just these. Those guys were 90s. Ministry was earlier, but they also had that kind of like horror movie sound. So there's some similarities that exist. Very subtle, but they're there. Let's keep rolling. Yeah, it's just got that sound, man.
Pass me that gun so I can get buck. I mean, frown, stay on my face, cause I don't give a fuck. No doubt, afro, and a big feline coat. 14 karat gold, smile, and a bone around my throat. Big kid with the pump, Malachi with an attitude. Smith and Wesson in his hand, blow that bitch out his shoes. Break the law.
Right here, too. Because there's a lot of sound, but it's kind of got that lo-fi quality to it. It reminds me of like a horror movie. Oh my Yeah, I was gonna say the sound and the beat had a very relentless, feeling to it. It just kept coming and coming, and with the lyrics repeating themselves throughout. But then I was wondering, I don't know if that's necessarily intentional, because back in the 90s, there was this idea of structure and sound and what a song had to sound like and what it had to have in it and all this other stuff. So, there you go. I kind of like the second verse. Pass me the pistol so I can get buck. A mean frown stay on my face because I don't give a fuck. Loped out afro and big Fila coat. I remember the coats. I remember those coats. 14 karat gold smile and a bone around my throat. Well, I don't know what the bone is. Bone refers to the gold herringbone chain. Oh, herringbone. Okay, that makes sense. All right. Glock 19 tucked in his Fruit of the Looms. Shaking like a motherfucker when I lock you down tight in the Chevy trunk with nothing but nuts to dig for your life. 6 in your chest, who's next? No nicest in me. All right, well, let's move on. Let's see. Track 3 is going to be called The Summer, featuring Ann Hines, produced by DJ Paul and Juicy J. Juicy J. Juicy J. All right, track 3, The Summer.
The 3-6 Mafia, lounging in the studio. Finna give y'all a little demonstration of how we kick it here in the M-Town. Finna drop it something like this.
See, in Memphis, them players we kinda like laid back. And some clean ass rides, blunts in the sack.
God, the sound is so different.
A little later, the last day of the week, and they couldn't get any greater. They're leaving the pocket, hitting that South Park strip. Ride the South Gate and skating ring later on the night. We in the lot, booming our underground rap taste. Falling Juicy Part 2, and for another one, they just couldn't wait. We back at the crib, sweating in a little room. W30s, SP12, and MPCs we use. Straight from the 4-track to a simple cassette. They still pressed them up. Now it's time to hit the stereo stores to collect.
Two things that are really throwing me off. I don't have a problem with this song. It's fine. The audio quality is like crazy. Like it seems very, very low. I don't know if that's intentional. I don't know if this is how it was recorded. Like if this is just what they had at the time. This is their first album, I believe. The other thing that's throwing me off, right, is you start with the beginning and Break the Law, which are, creepy, dark, aggressive, violent, and then now we're already dropping into like a slow jam kind of a thing, like Memories and all that other shit, which is kind of, it really, I don't know, it throws off the pace, I guess, in a sense. There's a Tool album that I really like. It's called 10,000 Days, and I remember when it came out, I had a problem with it because it started out fast and it slows down and then it picks up again and then it slows way down and I ended up making a new playlist where I completely rearranged the tracks so that it was a little bit smoother in how it rode, and it made a big difference in my opinion. So this is just kind of weird to all of a sudden, like we get started and then we're hitting the brakes in a sense, Let's see with the lyrics. Where was something that they said? There was something that they said about some clean ass rides, blunts in the sack, and blowing it back. Hit the park about 3, sometimes a little later. Last day of the week, and they couldn't get any greater. I like that. The leaving the park and hitting the South Park strip ride, the South Gate skating rink later on. Anyway, okay, let's keep going.
Rise up to the darkness, listen close to noises in the streets. Grab my OZ up Indonesia, 6 Philly blunt leaves. Throw on me black khaki slacks and me black t-shirt and my automatic at in case I had to dig a plot of dirt. Then hit Paul up on this home, tell him to bring his slow ass on so we can hit the honeycomb before the gun is gone. The summer.
That was an interesting flow through that verse. It was almost like, because it wasn't like rapid fire, but the way he was just like, almost like I don't even want to say a metronome either, because that's not, I feel like that's insulting to what was actually happening. I hadn't really heard anything like that before. It's just the way he kicked that out. This is a trippy song. Very different. Very different.
In the summer.
And they've got that lo-fi crackle, but you can barely hear the beat. This is a trip. This is a trip.
In the summer.
Past the E and J coupe, then let's take a ride and shoot to the high school north side where the players rule. I'm scoping out a freak with some weave and a sexy switch. Can I get your number?
I got a man.
Well, I'm a holler trick, falling down, falling time, one time on my mind. If they pull me over, I'll be hoping they won't find the knife. In the summer.
That's how we do it. So that's how it is. The 3-6 Mafia in the house for the 9-5. Straight from the M-Town, the Juice, DJ Paul, Lord Infamous, the Scarecrow, the Kustanika, and Crunchy Black. We out.
Huh. there's a large part of me that wants to criticize this song, but this is also almost 30 years later, you know? And I'm very torn because I don't have a problem with the song. I don't think the song is bad. I think the song's actually pretty good. It's just kind of one of those classic slow jam. Yeah, you're calling out your friends, you're talking about the good times, and you're doing this and you're doing that. I mean, it feels like something that you just put on when you're out cruising with your friends. But what's throwing me off so much is just the recording of it. Especially the beat. Like, you can barely, I mean, the beat's there, but you can barely hear it. It's a trip. And I almost feel like I have kind of stumbled into, I guess I would call it mixtape territory, even though I know nothing about mixtapes other than it's just what people would make on their own, you know, and rap over and pass around. And so I have in my mind this idea of it being a low quality recording just because they're using whatever equipment they have. And I've never listened to one. That's really the big thing. I've never listened to any mixtapes, like real mixtapes, you know? And so I wonder if this is just, that's part of the experience. And so that's why I don't want to really criticize this song at all, because I want to be respectful to that experience. Because I've never really had that experience of passing around mixtapes and stuff. I've never had that. You know, we used to, you know, burn CDs, or you make a CD for somebody, right? But the audio quality was still there, especially with CDs. I remember making mixtapes, but that was different too. That was like recording from the radio and other shit. So that's different. You know, I feel like anybody who really got into that, who puts on this song, especially when this song came out, like, I feel like there's probably a lot of love for something like this just because it pulls you back to that time with the sound, you know? Today, the sound is like, what the hell's going on, right? So I guess you could call this like a dated track in that regard. But I don't know, man. It's just, I feel myself hearing this song and wanting to experience the memories that probably exist with it for other people, if that makes sense. Like, I don't have that experience, that memory that this song would pull me back to way back in the 90s, or pass around, or even just the experience of passing around mixtapes or listening to mixtapes and having that lower quality sound. Anyway, cool jam. I'm cool with that song. I am cool with that song. Let's move on to the next track, which is track 4, which is called Live By Your Rep, produced by Juicy J, DJ Ball, featuring Playafly and Kingpin Skinny Pimp. That's a pretty good name too. I like Gangsta Boo. That's a great name. That's a great name. All right, track 4, Live By Your Rep. Yeah, here, now the sound's back up.
This is Lakeisha Lyman, Ball Magazine, here interviewing the 666 Mafia from Memphis, who has a unique quality of rap style. What would you do if someone tried to duplicate your ideas?
Oh, here we go.
Well, I shall take 1,000 razor blades and press them in their flesh. Take my pitchfork out the fire, soak it in their chest, through the ribs, spines, charcoal the muscle tissue, and send what's left back to your mammy, cause that bitch might miss you. But first, I want to slowly peel off all your skin. Heat grease a boiling hot potpourri on you and your dead friend.
Oh, shit.
I probably ought to be not be so horribly slaughtering the body. I am so naughty because I am moderately into photography, following through the autopsy.
My conscience is lacking the strength, cause I murder a bitch and the devil just rushing my time with this knife in my hand, causing death when you're sleeping like casket like me, you know, killers in my
Good flow right there, man. I mean, good flow.
Make a stupid move, nigga, you bleed, bullets entertain, please don't scream, don't run either, long range, we sweep, never run from the bush shots, busting at your back when I'm fully deck, ain't no clue, we too deep, you sleep, we creep, juice mine, what would you do?
This is a cool song in the sense of, so, you know, I was talking about track 3 in the summer throwing me off because of the pacing. Like, I feel like this should have been track 3. You should have had the beginning, break the law, and then drop into Live By Your Rep, right? Because it keeps that creepy, dark flow going. The summer being track 3 is, that really threw me off. I think that should have been placed somewhere else. But this is cool. Like, we're back into it. This is why I was excited to hear this album, because it is different. And it does have that creepy, dark, you know, this first verse by, who was it? Lord Infamous. Take 1,000 razor blades and press them in their flesh. Take my pitchfork out the fire, soak it in their chest through the rib spines, charcoal the muscle tissue, and send what's left back to your mammy, because that bitch might miss you. And then, you know what? I'm going to tell a story here. Because then he talks about, then I want to slowly peel off all your skin, degrease or boil and hot, all this other stuff. There's a psychedelic called DMT. I think I've talked about it before, but it's a very intense experience. Your body naturally creates it during extreme events like near-death experiences. And I was reading this book about a guy studying it, and he was doing controls and giving people DMT and noting their experiences. And so you can have these crazy trips, and some of them are very, very bad. As in, some of them, their near-death experiences, them going to hell. And I don't remember if it was the DMT book or something else, but basically maybe it wasn't DMT, maybe it was something else, but this person talked about their near-death experience and how they died and went to hell. And the first thing that happened was they were crucified upside down. All of their skin was stripped from their body and laid flat on this massive, not stainless steel, what's that really thick metal shit? Cast iron piece of metal, that was boiling hot, right? Like burning, like red hot. And it was laid flat, and all of their skin starts boiling. And of course they can feel every inch, right? And then when they're laying upside down, this is kind of crazy, right? These hellhounds came and tore their body apart. That was their experience of hell for the first 30 seconds. And then they were either revived from being dead, or the DMT trip faded away, because DMT only lasts for 30 minutes. Crazy wild, horrific. And when he talked about peeling off the skin, I was reminded of that story, because it's pretty fucking intense, right? This reminds me of, this almost reminds me of one of those tracks off of Wu-Tang, too. I can't remember the name of it. Oh, The Torture, that skit. I always want to skip over it, but what is it, Redman? No, not Redman. I can't remember who it is, talking about all the different torture tactics they would do to people. Okay, anyway, enough of that. Let's keep going before YouTube bans my channel for talking about horrific things. Let's hear what Gangsta Boo would do.
Think hard of a master plan on how to buck them bitches dead. Gangsta Boo, the devil's daughter, coming with the living dead. Yes, I'm so crazy, so scandalous, I will hurt you, bitch. Touch your body with nothing but fire, then I calmly shoot you, bitch. Blast you in your head, make sure you dead, cause I don't want you to live. My words of wisdom, the wicked, the victim, the bigger the thrill. The 666 mafia, do not be sorry for none of you dirty hoes. We full of that weed, so we proceed to take your fucking soul. It's not a problem when I buck you, bitch, I do it smooth. That's what the devil's daughter do, not fly, what would you do?
So when they treat that wanna bite like this, everything is cool. You heard what I would do, and the 666 so fucking cruel. You ain't gonna live by your rap, but I ain't taking shit. When I blast on your ass, I'm gonna empty this clip.
I just want to pause it real quick and say, I can only imagine the outrage that existed around a song like this. Because I remember in the 90s, the Christian conservative groups getting all upset about Marilyn Manson and 9 Inch Nails. But I didn't pay any attention to the rap scene at the time, because I just didn't listen to it. I could only imagine the outrage. Oh my God. This is crazy. Wild track. This is what I was kind of expecting to hear from these guys. Just crazy, creepy, weird shit. Not a whole lot to say there. I was thinking about going back and reading some of the lyrics, but it's all just torture. It's all the different ways they're gonna kill people. Pretty wild. Huh. All right, well, let's move on. Track 5 is called In the Game. Juicy J, DJ Paul. Track 5. Here we go. Kind of like the beat to this one. That little hesitation that exists in the sample. How they clip it. At least I'm assuming that's a sample. Bass.
Dope game, my game, hoes lame, it's a shame how the gangsta boo is gonna click up on you bitches, man. Gangsta boo is not the kind of bitch that will like get punked out. Looks like so deceiving, stupid bitch, you wanna fit that out. How you can fuck a player, haters better listen close. If you try to buck me, bitch, I'm naughty with your fucking soul. Yes, the devil's daughter, kinda call a bitch that wish to slip your ass in the coffin, bitch, because you ran your fucking lip.
That was good. That was good. That was good flow throughout that whole thing right there. I loved You Wanna Fizz. I can't say it. Fizz. Oh my god. Anyway, that was always the big thing. The is, you know, for shizzle my nizzle, all that stupid shit. Oh my god. This is like a time portal going back 30 fucking years almost, man. This is wild. But that was good. I mean, that flow through there was really good. Really good. All right, let's keep going.
Flogging ass nigga with a lot of cheese. Heard he stacking G's every day. Pushing plenty keys. The nigga don't know me, cause I ain't no phony. And I ain't the nigga you can whip and call me Toby. Low key on his ass, waiting for the night to come. So I can kick down his door and make him give me some. Bitch, I was that little young nigga, age 13. Fucked up in town while I watch your ass ride clean. And the guy.
I like the beat here. And there's not a lot going on with the beat, but I do enjoy it.
I'm at the cut, dropping these feet down with the monkey nuts. Sometimes I'm in no shot, I gotta get over. I don't give a fuck, the shit goes on from sun up to sundown and on the 12 against. But now it's time to cut the shit. Where's my mask and my best? I got a test. A nigga to see what he ganking the food. Make me straight, a couple of G's. I need more cheese, I'm laying him down on his face. But don't waste time, I gotta roll straight through the shit. Sometimes I wonder will it end, cause I rock for petty shit.
Yeah, I was thinking about how I haven't really said much about the lyrics, and there's not a whole lot to say, I guess. I don't know. You know, I could just read them out, which is what I normally do, but really I'm just trying to enjoy the vibe of this. One thing I am enjoying, or at least noticing, is that I think 6 months ago, a year ago, if I would have heard these songs, I would have been like, well, I'm not into this because it's all about, you know, violence. My perspective has completely changed on the lyrical content and how I feel about it. And I don't know why. I really don't know why. It's kind of surprising because, you know, these guys are saying all this crazy shit. Man, I like this. Something about having the pistol to the guy's nose. Oh, yeah. Bloody your clothes. Gun to your nose. All you people really need to give up money and dope. Face the floor. 44 into your head. Drop them dead. I mean, maybe that's why I'm really not paying a whole lot of attention to the lyrics and reading them out, because it's pretty straightforward. And, it, you know, in a sense, I feel like I've heard this before. But it's surprising to me that it's not, like, bothering me, when before it would have bothered me. Huh. Well, let's keep going. I'm just really enjoying the vibe for the most part.
In the game, trapped in the game, in the game, trapped in the game. Look, Nick, Big Drake, my brother Phil, he the godfather in the game. Ladarius, Sean Baby, Big Dudley, Ryan J, Lil Toby, Lil Rico, you know what I'm saying? Listen to this motherfucker be
I am impressed with the flow that existed through all these verses. It was all pretty damn good, really. And, you know, in a sense, it kind of does remind me of Outkast, just in the kind of that rapid fire style. I don't remember when Southern Player came out. It might have been before this. It might have been 94. I can't remember off the top of my head. You know, one thing I did want to point out, you know, in the game, you know, blah, 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 in the game, trapped in the game. That's an interesting, you know, I don't know, it's not necessarily that interesting, but trapped in the game. And it does put, to me, it puts a different perspective on everything, because I guess if you feel like you're trapped in something like that, there's nothing you can do to get out, then you might as well just go all in right? Might as well just go all in. So yeah, the guns, the violence, the crime, whatever. If that's all you have, then okay, you just got to make the best of a shit situation or just try and win this horrible game. Because what else are you going to do? You know? Trapped in the game. Pretty, I'm okay with in the game. Gangsta Boo, opening verse, set the pace, and then everybody else followed up really well. So yeah, I'm okay. That one got a heart right there. Let's move on to tracks 6, which is Now I'm High, part 3. Featuring Player Fly. Produced by the same two, Juicy J, DJ Paul. Track 6, Now I'm High, part 3.
Triple six, smoked out, now I'm high, really high, triple six, smoked out, now I'm high, really high, man, I'm about out, triple six,
it does just have that horror movie sound too, yeah. Oh my god. This hook is insane long. I'm just pausing real quick. This song, this is not something that I'm really into. And I'm thinking, for the most part, in terms of the album, it's probably not a song or an album I'm going to revisit very often. But it does just have that style. So I'm really settling into... I'm trying to go back in time and just hear this back then. And it is a challenge with all the new music that exists and the style. And really, this is kind of a neat thing to hear and compare to how much hip-hop has evolved and grown over the years, Anyway, let's keep going.
Low doubt killers. Ain't taking nothing from you niggas. So back the fuck up for the devil's daughter clicker. Like a motherfucking trigger ho it's on, this shit is on, now hit the fucking flow. Oh my god, I hear some voices telling me to kill. Is it them 666 niggas, man, is this shit for real? Niggas be talking about the gangsta hoe, I must be on your mind. Stupid bitch, I have to thank you with a loaded Glizzock 9. You know I'm coming, don't run into your fucking nigga. A trigger happy bitch, the mind of a fucking killer.
I like Gangsta Boo. I like her. The Devil's Daughter. Man, again, I know I've said this before, but the conservatives, the Christians must have been just furious about this song. I could just see them being so mad. And Glizzock. Glizzock. Oh my god. Let's keep going. I can't keep pausing. It's going to take forever. This part does put imagery in my head. But it's not about smoking. It makes me think about somebody like walking a dimly lit street at night, and there's the dead trees, and maybe there's a graveyard off to the side, and you're sticking to the shadows. It just has that creeping feel in the darkness, hiding in the shadows.
Spooky midnight is falling like this at the moon as I flick the flame onto the herb. The endos creating illusions, my thoughts are confusing, my vision is blurred. The aroma of the marijuana, the blackness of smoke changing into black clouds. Deep down in the dungeons, my darkness of demonic secrets finally aroused. Your soul is horrified, flames falling from
nice
the
change
sky.
there.
The 3-6 Antichrist, bloody 7 seas.
That was good flow. I mean, they're doing great in terms of the lyrical flow. Now, what's cool is I was talking about how in the hook, it made me think about creepy, dark, dimly lit. And then he talks about spooky midnight has fallen on days And the moon is like the moon is lit up much like of the herb. Anyway, I don't know why my brain breaks when I'm trying to read the lyrics. Sometimes it does. The Indo's creating illusions. My thoughts are confusing. My vision is blurred. The aroma of marijuana. The blackest of smoke changing into black clouds. Deep down in the dungeons, my darkness of demonic secrets finally aroused. Your soul is horrified. Flames falling from the sky. The 3-6 Antichrist. Bloody 7 seas. The blackness in my eyes. I hear an angel cry. Now I lay down to die. Come burn with me. Very dark, very creepy, very cool. Very cool. You know, initially I was like, I'm not really into this song just because it felt a little drawn out, but that final verse was actually pretty fucking good. Kind of won me over on that one. Huh. This is kind of a neat. I feel like this is just a trip into hip hop history, really, more than anything else. You know, I said this earlier, and I don't want to repeat myself too much, but I don't think this will be something I listen to very often, but it is interesting to listen to. Like, I am glad I'm here listening to it now because it is an experience like nothing else. Let's move on to track 7, which is called Long Night. Same production crew. I'm assuming they're going to do the production throughout. So track 7, Long Night.
I got a plan and command on your ass, bitch. The little short young niggas is when cash gets. You be a pro black nigga, roll that blade up on your ass. So, pit robot, cruiser, crunch, and juice, pop, boo, and scare, bro. Oh, it's a whole lot of demons in my world today, which means you're running to a nigga like
got some bass line in there.
And I can tell by the day it's gonna be a long night. When I take a swipe for your life, my big blade butch tonight.
All these niggas really wanna try to jump up, but they know they gonna catch a couple of my summer shit and fire to their jaws. I keep shit flying through the air. You wanna dare to test me? Fly, I'm the infamous nightmare. I wanna break some laws. I practice secret forms of voodoo culture, dead flesh culture for my pet vultures. Sleeping in the private gun, human measurements into my private temple in the middle of Mount Everest.
Good flow again. Good flow. I'm liking this one the most so far. I'm ready for that bass line to drop back in again. I love the bass.
See, it was me, Lil Buck, and my nigga Lil Knife, and some thug ass fool I never seen in my life. We rolling Bobby's lack with the gold bones and bows, full green cloud top, sturdy pulling them hoes. My nigga Lil Knife let the text start ripping me from the last hoes who still stood on their feet. And now we getting the fuck up out of a hood that was all wrong, but taking some lives made it right. It was a long night.
Dude, I wonder if this is real. Like, if this is a true story. Me, Lil Buck, and Lil Knife, some thug-ass fool I've never seen in my life. We're rolling Bobby Lax with the gold bones and vogues, full grain, cloth top, sturdy pull on them hoes. This guy I didn't know said he had some on the weed and stopped him with a crib so he'd get up on some cheese. I smelled shit in the game as soon as he opened his mouth. We dropped him off. He went behind the house. I didn't think shit about it, but some minutes had to pass. Make me really not trust his buster ass. So this guy, okay, so he's with this dude, doesn't know him. Hey, drop me off. I know get some weed. Goes behind the house. I looked around and something just made my eyes switch. 20 other dudes dressed like a bitch. Not taking any chances. I know this is a stick up. When we tried to bail, got blocked by a pickup. Dropping fools. Trippy, man. So I wonder if that's a true story. I always wonder in these songs, you know, is it something that happened? Is it something that happened and they play it up for the song? Is it just complete bullshit? Is it just a story? You know, who knows? Huh. All right, let's keep going. Trippy. Even this song has kind of that darker sound to it, with that higher pitched tone just lingering in the background, you know?
I was locked down in 201, back against the wall, smoking a square, cause it ain't no fun. Watching niggas fight over phone calls, getting bucked, knowing when to get the license in, it's made they ass up. Niggas always nervous cause they serving buses with the swords, full of real killers, GDs, Crips and Vice Lords. Lower level ain't a joke, a nigga got his neck broke, throw to the ground like a bitch, picking up the soap. But I wasn't going cause a nigga like me kept a shank. If for food. Step them in your face, so be in the paint. Them niggas died in the blast, we stuck their gas in. Motherfucking 666 assassins.
That's a cool jam. I'm into that one. Long Night gets a heart. Long Night right now is the contender for favorite off of the album. You know, you got that story in the middle, but again, the lyrical flow is really good. It's really good. And I know I'm not taking a lot of time to get into the lyrics. I think all the lyrics are pretty straightforward. I don't feel like I have to spend a lot of time talking about them. But the way they're cracking these lines off, man, good. And it's cool because it's some of the older songs I've heard, it seems like people stick to more or less the same pace, the same cadence. But I like that these guys are changing it up. They're going fast sometimes, they're slowing it down sometimes, they're changing their style, the rhythm. It's really cool. It's really cool. Long Night, good jam. Good jam. I'm into that one. Let's move on to track 8, which is called Sweet Robbery. Same production crew. No features. So track 8, Sweet Robbery.
But now my niggas talking about robbing. Way up into the Chevy, hit the dashboard, get the man.
It's got that laugh.
Now my niggas talking about robbing.
This is wild, bro. This is wild.
I cruise in my Chevy, shaking these late nights. And soon the killer within me will come out again to take another life. I'm tired, I had them from 5-0 cause these fools scope me nightly. I'm changing my identity and play on my roasting that nigga Spike Lee. This shit ain't fake, I gotta break and get the fuck back from this murder case. So chill, this shit is cool to rap about, but see to me, it ain't so fun when it's real.
You know, I just noticed here that Live Large is highlighted for the annotation, right? And it occurred to me that there hasn't really been a lot of annotations, highlights that you can click on. And I was thinking, God, you know, genius, you're missing out, because there's been some annotations on other songs, other albums where I click it and it's just, it's just an explanation of what they're saying in the sense of, you know, I can't even, like, they're so dumb. Like, and this line, let's take an example, right? You know, them cops can't roll the 666, so no Lord can save them. So the annotation would be, in this line, they're saying that the cops cannot be saved by any god that exists in the universe. Something like that, right? Like, there's some ridiculous annotations out there. Anyway, I just had to pause to make fun of genius, I guess. This laugh sample is.
This shit is on. I'm scoping out this fool that I don't like, who fuck me out some money. Wait till the night, I'm gonna touch him with a gauge, gotta touch him with a gauge. Nigga think he fuck me, gonna get his ass paid first and hit the weed bomb. Pit full of red rum, nigga better give me some or make it bite on. Look infamous and crunchy black, got them gats to your back. Another sweet robbery, another motherfucker jack. What's up, fool? Drop this shit on. Kill that motherfucker. Kill that motherfucker. It's like that, fool.
But now my niggas talking about robbing.
The hook, man, the hook fits so well with the laugh. In this opening line, but now my people talking about robbing. And the way it slows it down is kind of strange, man. And he goes, well, it's almost like this hesitation. You know, like I don't want to. And it makes me think back to In the Game and Trapped in the Game. And even when you're trapped in the game and you embrace that and you go, there's still that hesitation, you know, like, I don't want to. I don't know. I'm just picking up on that. Jump into the Chevy, hit the dashboard, get the mask. The devil control me to a sweet robbery. All right, let's keep going.
if you can find with sound, roll straight through the smoke, sweet robbery hoe, cause a nigga low, leaving them niggas those hollow. And when I never
This laugh sample is just killing me,
you get to turn a burn in the end, but it cruise the nigga your deadly friend. And you hear them, and then nobody dropping in a diss. They say I'm crazy, though I really say I'm a lunatic.
But now my niggas talking about robbing. Way up into the Chevy, hit the dashboard, get the man. But now my niggas talking about
Trippy song. Not really into it. Little drawn out. I think to the last verse with what's his name here, with Koopsta. His pitch, the way it just kind of stayed the same pitch. It was kind of like, I don't know. Anyway, that was just my personal experience there. Oh man, this is a trip. Let's move on to track 9, Back Against the Wall, featuring Lil Gun, Kingpin, Skinny Pimp, Juicy J, DJ Paul on production. Track 9, Back Against the Wall.
My name is the Scarecrow. Busters they approach, they really don't know me too well. I put in the 50-round magazine, watching the speed as I empty the shell.
Yeah, I like that. I like that when they do that. They change up the speed.
I pull the side off of my coat, pump it twice and watch it tear up your hood and rub. Oh no, me do not mind my part in genocide. Oh no, me do not mind committing homicide. Although the way you live is how you must die. The Scarecrow will try his best to take your life, cause I know you will try to take mine.
So, yeah, with the previous track, Sweet Robbery, I was talking about that final verse and how I just wasn't really into it because the pitch was consistent and really the pace was kind of consistent. It's occurring to me right now that with the beats and the production the way that they are, which is pretty basic. Now it's got a specific sound and it's a thematic almost style of sound. But with the beats being the way they are, it puts a lot of weight onto the shoulders of the rhymes, right? So lyrically, with the flow, they've got to bring it. And for the most part, I think that they have. But with the end of Sweet Robbery, it felt like, maybe that one wasn't really, when the beats are this straightforward, you gotta bring the flow. You gotta. Otherwise, you're just kind of going, well, nothing really happening here, Anyway, there you go. So this opening verse here by Scarecrow, Lord Infamous, really good. I love how he changed it up. Different. He sped it up. He slowed it down. He's changed his voice, the inflection, all that shit, man. It was really good. That was good. I like this line. I do unto others before they do unto me. And my fingers refuse to release when I'm squeezing the trigger on a 9mm. Because suckers be trying to take all the things you've been working so hard for. But I can't hit the floor, I'd rather go out and smoke. And so I'll do what I'll have to do. I don't want to kill you, yet I will. All right, let's hit the hook with Gangsta Boo.
Oh, that's how it is in the ghetto.
I got my back against the wall.
All the player haters and jealousy in the ghetto. Children's crying, home is dying.
I got my back against the wall.
That's how it is.
This part's almost sad,
Pop, 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 another trick sucker drop. Another trick sucker drop. Another trick sucker drop. Another trick sucker drop.
A quarter after 12, I'm still cruising down the back streets. On my job, I did buy already. Last on the passenger seat, just did one for the money. Now I do two for the show. And when I drop the third body, I'm getting ready to hit the road.
Another trick sucker drop. Another trick sucker drop. Another trick sucker drop.
I kind of like this track. Back Against the Wall. The second verse, another interesting story. Quarter after 12, I'm still cruising down the back streets. On my job, a dead body already lies in the passenger seat. I love this line. Just did one for the money. Now I'll do two for the show. When I drop the third body, I'm getting ready to hit the road. The table's turning before my eyes. Now it's me they're trying to touch. I put the pedal to the mezzetta. Gotta throw those Z's in there. Strap my 45, 72. Look up in the rear mirror. They're still coming. Them fools must got one too. So coming up on the side, it's on. I feel they can't be real. The dead body I was transporting fell on my lap. I'm lifting it up to get my steel. They started letting them off. I tried to ram them, the telephone post on the sidewalk. I got intentions to cram them. Smack. I laughed as them fools take a fall. Not even on my roster for the day, but my back was against the wall. So he got... Who knows if it's a true story or not? Who cares, right? Doesn't matter. Here's the story. He's driving down the fucking road with his dead body in the passenger seat. And then these other dudes are chasing him in the car, trying to shoot him or whatever. So he rams him off the road into a telephone pole. Pretty wild. Pretty wild. Let's keep going, man. This is trippy shit.
In the alley's not a bomb, just a gang creeping low. 44 is the two plugging holes in your throat. Break the law on a slow cop, cause I'm down the blast. Paulin' infamous straight with the 9 in they left, plus the stash. Crunchy black at the hideout, smoking quarter pound. Smothered by the weed bomb. First contestant falling down, flag covered up over the casket, which be leaving a dead. Cops surrender, no cause on a funeral, sooner or later, no matter you it's gon' drop.
I like this, I don't know if it's like a saxophone or something that comes in right here. It's a really lo-fi saxophone. Yeah, this stuff's starting to grow on me. I'm not gonna lie. Like, going into this, I was like, man, I don't know. You know, the first couple tracks, okay, hearing the creepy sound, hearing the older style of recording, just all of that stuff. And it's different, and like, okay, trying to appreciate it for what it is. Trying to appreciate it for what it was when it first came out, and the fact that no one had ever heard anything like this before, and just remembering the 90s and the uproar over Marilyn Manson and 9 Inch Nails, and trying to imagine how furious people were over something like this. We're 9 tracks in. We're about halfway through, and I'm kind of starting to like it. There's just something about it. There's something about it, man. It's just, I don't know. Let's keep going. This is track 10. Fuckin Wit Dis Click. Let's jump into it, man. 6-minute track, so let's get going. There's just something about it.
How can you have faith in a God that can't even control creation? And this is your eternity.
The end of the world, I can see it coming, so I pack my 9mm and I start hunting for these niggas that talk shit. Man, these hoes will never quit until you leave them hanging from a tree or throw in a ditch. Which one of you niggas think you really got them guts to walk up to his house, knock on his door, let him feel the buck shots of a 12 gauge, back to buy an AK before you go to bed at night. You bitches better kneel and pray, cause when it's business, we taking care of our business. I ain't capping on any of my witness or any who wanna get in it.
You know, I was thinking just now, like, why, you know, what am I getting into? Or why am I getting into this? Like, why am I able to enjoy this? I kind of brought this up earlier, right? Like, 6 months ago, a year ago, I would have read all these lyrics, and I would have thought, oh, yeah, this is like your standard, cliche, stereotypical rap with the guns and the violence, right? So what has shifted in my mind? And with that opening sample from the Warlock movie, which I don't think I saw those movies, but I remember those kinds of movies, like the late 80s, early 90s. Actually, Warlock may have been even earlier, like early 80s. It's just the cheesy horror movies, right? It's occurring to me now that listening to this is kind of a lot like watching a movie like that. It's just kind of over the top, you know, not, I don't know, I taking itself so seriously that it's no longer serious, if that makes any sense. Although he does say in this line, you know, it's not, oh God, where was it? So this is the real shit, not them stories you put in your raps, not even that bullshit you talk behind somebody's back. So, you know, whatever. I can't confirm or deny anything about what they're saying, if it's true. I have no idea. It doesn't matter, but I'm just trying to understand for myself how it is I'm starting to get into this. And it feels like yeah, kind of like watching a movie. You know, you watch a movie, you know it's not real, it's fictional, it's just for entertainment, and that's kind of what this is. And I'm just surprised that my brain has shifted so much over the last year or so. Anyway, there you go. The refrain was strange because I could barely hear the vocals. Some of the recording quality in this is a little rough, but there you go.
Man, for a petty crime, I swear I'll die before I do some time. Bitch, niggas don't mess up when I'm bugging with the motherfucking plastic nine. Courses, they retorted in that shit, that voice won't let me rest. Cause this be the end yet, or Mississippi from second. Nigga, home man, say hoping against some horror for the overlord. We torture the cases, erasing the faces of truth, that which is sorcerers.
This does have a horror movie style to it. Dark, foreboding, lingering presence.
Tilting the dead body over my shoulder into the graveyard with my Chevrolet. Looking for a nice spot to dig up, then I toss on the body and give up my money and spanking the sore. 3 separate bodies hacked up with an axe out of finger, assassin, been chewed up and wrestled and riding this point with they great driven now cause I drove a stick not to their score.
He's got a line in here about split wrists with needles in my fists. And that reminded me of those old Hellraiser movies. The Pinhead, I don't know if anybody knows who that is anymore because it's been so long. But there are these old horror movies. And, you know, I was thinking about horror movies and they got the Warlock sample. And this song sounds all like that shit. But Hellraiser, the guy was Pinhead. And he had all these nails in his face. And if you look it up, you'll see it. But like that line, the needles in my fist made me think of that. Oh my God, this is like going back in time. I like this too, and I don't understand all the reasons why I think it's killing season, and neither does my schizophrenic friends. Oh man, crazy. This is a crazy song, man. Because I'm having a Halloween slaughter in my town. Motherfucker, just like Michael Myers. There are mutilations, paralyzations. Got no patience when I'm chasing down a patient trying to thwart assassination.
Into my eyes, tell me what you see. The demonic man of masquerism sakes, can you feel me? I travel years and years, seeking this one day of the precious stormy weather and church bells ringing to the election of a new follower. Follow me into the trees. Watch me rob Adam and watch me rape Eve in the Eve of destruction. But will probably wonder what DJ called the 666 click and hell take them under. Bitch, now never.
This shit's wild. Not a whole lot to say, I guess. I mean, I don't know. What do you say to something like this? You know? Let's keep going. Track 3 is called All or Nothing. Same production, true. Yeah, okay. Track 11. I don't know. I'm kind of speechless, I guess, from that one. I guess. I mean, I don't have... Well, let's say, I mean, I don't want to read the lyrics because it's all pretty straightforward. I'm not necessarily uncomfortable with them, but I'm just tripping out. I'm just tripping out on it, really. All right, track 11, All or Nothing.
Gotta have a big fat bank account, not petty amounts. But I got pounds, fuck a motherfucking ounce. A mean ass crib, all digital studio, and some down ass hoes for the road. I want it all or nothing.
God, the beats are so just simple.
Thick bitches with a punch bowl of weed, I call it bud in bed. On the spread, plenty cash, dumping blunt ashes on their ass a bit. With hydraulics, liquor, cause I'm alcoholic. No college for my knowledge, cause I know how to make profits. Don't like expensive clothes, just a gangster apparel. Plenty money and dope, a lot of fine hoes. A fresh car and crib, that's how I like to live. Plenty money and dope, a lot of fine hoes. A fresh car and crib, that's how I like to live. I want it all in the days.
This song feels pretty cheesy. I'm not gonna lie, I'm not really into this one at all. I was thinking, you know, there's some stuff that's been rolling around in my head I was gonna save for the end, but one of the things too about the 90s and really about this album is most of these songs are 4.5, 5 minutes long, right? Most of them. Some are a little bit longer, some are a little bit shorter, but they really all exist in that 4.5, 5 minute range. And that was kind of a big thing in the 90s. Like you had to have a full album, you had to have full tracks. It was just kind of the standard structure. I don't know how much that is true with hip hop, but definitely in rock. Like you had to have the songs, it had to be a certain length, and you had to fill up an album. And the downside to that is you kind of got bloat sometimes. And so I feel like this track could have just chopped this one from the album. I don't feel like it doesn't have the sound that the rest of the album has had. It doesn't really have a style. The beats are kind of empty. And the lyrics, it's like, okay, sure. But I feel like anybody could sing this, right? So anyway, let's keep going.
I was broke, no joke. Fucked up in town, no cheese, no hope. A nigga used to hike home from school on the bike trail, wishing one day this rap shit'll probably make me bail. Look, in me dope was the niggas I used to hang with. Andre and Big Trees, North Memphis bound bitch, hanging on evergreen corners, holding my fucking nuts. Watching freaks walk by, saying dirty bitch, what's up?
And on that vibe, I decided fuck this underground tape shit. Stack some cheese so quick, plus on my this is time to break, bitch. Kinda quick, kinda fast to a bigger studio. Bullshit producers trying to fuck me up my asshole. Trading ass niggas and that do this and that for me. If you ain't for real, they keep it to yourself and see. I ain't got time, plus ain't no move for playing no fucking games. You cross me something I don't get it, I gotta lay it down, man. And on that nigga, I gotta make more than I did a 9. For whatever it takes, it won't be easy, cause it ain't never why it know it better stay like this or get greater. Cause if a nigga fuck me now, I promise he pay for it later. That's why I be true to my game and I learned
the beat is cracking me up so much.
Missing without a witness, I want a pound of weed and the candy face in the den, a bank account reading a meal and a 95 money.
All right, we're gonna stop it there. That is a skip for me, no questions asked, which is kind of too bad because that final verse by DJ Paul was actually pretty good. But that song does nothing for me at all. That's a hard skip. All or nothing. Now, I would have clipped that from the album. I would have never put it on there. You know, in the summer, I was talking about how it dropped in kind of in a weird place. I think that would have been a decent place for the summer. Anyway, let's move on to track 12. Gotta Touch 'Em Part 2. Same production crew. Drop it in. Track 12.
What's up, Paul, man?
Shit.
Yeah, man, check this shit out, man. You know what I'm saying? I was at the club and I overheard some niggas talking, man. You know what I'm saying? Talk about how much they robbed this nigga fucking. You know what I'm saying? I think we need to touch them fools. Man.
How much stuff them niggas get?
Man, they got a whole bunch of shit. They was just running their mouth, you know what I'm saying? I was just listening. I think we need to touch them fools.
I like that phrase.
We can scope them niggas. We can do this shit right now. We can touch them niggas. Yeah.
Now we're back into the darker sound again. Yeah. Yeah, here we go. Good flow. So those little synthetic sounds, they sound ridiculous. But I remember hearing those sounds in some of those old school horror movies. Just that weird. They're trying to make like this weird ominous keyboard sound. And that, I mean, that's just straight out of the 80s, 90s, or the early 90s horror movies, man. This shit's crazy.
I gotta touch him. I gotta touch him.
I like this part, the psycho and the psycho and the psycho.
I gotta touch him. I gotta touch him.
His fucking get left from day for them feet. She's a psycho with large young bitch. Don't step to this bomb squad. I'm harder than go when I rip you apart like a pretty one step pretty.
Good change up there.
For the pyramid, it's these wait for the clues to scare them. Scared, bitch. I love to say it. They not wait for the
Again, good changes. The lyrical flow in the album is solid, man. It's solid. They keep changing their pace, which is I think it's very important. It's probably what made this album just get the attention that it got.
Inside job, strictly robbing, so you better beware. Other nigga woulda got it, mass reason in the air.
Up and down for the gentleman as a youngster. I'm sticking these tricks up daily. I'm talking, I'm still a hustler.
I do like that the verses they're swapping out like mid beat, which is kind of cool. Or either that, or I've got the beat timing off in my head. But it seems like they're switching mid. They're hot. One guy's dropping out of the verse, the other guy's dropping into his verse midway through the beat.
But now I'm getting older, coming king is what I'm hoping. And now that I got both the dope doors on what I'm scoping, bitch, this is the touch.
So I feel like the album's starting to lose a little bit of steam. You know, the previous track, All or Nothing, I wouldn't even put it on. Gotta Touch 'Em is fine, but I feel like we've already heard this song on this album. You know, and I remember saying this with Tupac too, Me Against the World. Enjoyed that album quite a bit, but I remember in the later tracks, it kind of felt like you could have taken, you know, I don't remember how many tracks are on there. Let's say there's like 13 or 14 or something. It felt like it could have been like an 11-track album, because you could have taken some of the songs and more or less combined them, because you get into some of the lyrical content and it starts to be the same thing. Like, yeah, we've heard you say this. So this is another problem with some of the 90s format is the idea was, oh yeah, you got to fill up an album, you got to have these longer tracks and so on. And so it's like, okay, well, you need to make another song. Well, I don't have anything to say. Well, just fucking say what you already said, you know. But then it just, you know, it kind of, you lose steam. And I'm very much a believer in you got to finish strong on an album. So this is called Tear the Club Up. One of the group's most iconic early moments. This banger features all the tough talk, occult mentions. Okay, cool. Produced by DJ Paul, Juicy J. So track 13 is called Tear the Club Up. Here we go.
Tear the club up, nigga, tear the club up. Tear the club up, nigga, tear the club up.
I can see this being pretty big, yeah.
Tear the club up, tear the club up, nigga, tear the club up. Tear the club up, nigga, tear the club up. Tear the club up, nigga, tear the club up. Tear the club up, nigga, tear the club up. Tear the club up, nigga, tear the club up. Tear the club up, nigga, tear the club up.
Beats building. I was just going to say, I've been missing Gangsta Boo. Where's she at? She was fairly prominent early in the album, but now she hasn't really appeared recently. So hopefully she shows up in this one. I can see this being a popular song. Easy to party to.
We shall begin to come closer to killer dimensions. Niggas getting mentions from the trolls, eccentric Christians, may I mention. The slizzles that I blaze, scarecrows unmerciful. Bullets and bombing the enemy, niggas see death is unreversible. Hardness is your fantasy, death is not fiction, no you bitches. Fuck around and find your wanna begin fast with the mortician. I can give a fuck less, bitch, I'm glad that you dead and gone. 3-6 mafia sign our necks on niggas fucking tombstones. This is the fucking city where low income must lose the veil. And just like I said before, bitch, come with me to hell.
Tear the club up, nigga, tear the club up. Tear the club up, nigga, tear the club up. Tear the club up, nigga, tear the club up. Tear the club up, nigga, tear the club up. Tear the club up, nigga, tear the club up. Yeah.
So I'm reading the annotation here because it's in yellow, which means it's a verified, you know, from DJ Paul, talking about how he made up this song. They were at McDonald's. He was eating a quarter pounder with mayonnaise, and on it, I was thinking about the night before when I was DJing at this club I used to DJ at called 380 Beale, where a lot of people got killed. I just came up with the idea. I saw some news. I think it was after the day I saw a dude get killed there or whatever. I was like, we should make a song called Tear the Club Up and just talk about people basically killing themselves in the club or whatever the case may be. We went back to the studio and made it. That was back in 91. A long time ago, back in the day when people used to scrap. Huh. You know, I'm not saying much about the lyrics, which is kind of my thing. I've been enjoying just the sound. You know, I do mean it when I say I'm basically going through a piece of hip hop history, and the lyrics are straightforward. There's nothing to analyze. There's nothing to take apart and tinker with, right? So there you go. So hopefully it's not too boring of a video. 3 tracks left. I already want to like shift into closing thoughts, but let's finish up the album. Track 14 is called Big Business. Same production crew throughout, which is cool. I feel like Juicy J and DJ Paul have done a good job of keeping the sound that exists within this album. But they've also, you can tell they've tried to experiment too. All right, 14, Big Business. This is a shorter track, 2 minutes.
I'm breaking along this bitch and broke this nigga that's talking that bullshit. Run across this 100 shots trick. I'ma leave you wet. Thank you for your text or so. Thanks for buying my eyes and vote you. Welcome to this bullet hole. Now I hope you stop you smoking it up. Triple six don't love your ass. You don't know who is under the mask. Throwing a blast, putting your back. Once it's full, I spit on your ass. Burning them down. Run your cocksucker when I save you. Free rapping, money lacking while I'm stacking. Fuck you, DJ Paul. Big boy thing.
Yeah, man, fuck that shit, man. Screw that shit for all my niggas in Texas, man. You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? We finna get high for the motherfucker in this bitch, man. Smoke that fried. Yeah. Split that up in this bird.
Trippy that they're changing the pace here. All right, we get it. Again, I mean, when they change up his flow, they go fast. They can rap really fast, which is important. I think if they didn't have the rhythm, the style, the lyrical flow that they have, I don't think this album lands, you know? There's a lot of weight being carried by the vocals in this album. Track 15 is called Mystic Stylez, which is the name of the album as well. Same production crew. Let's drop in. There's another longer one. This is almost 6.5 minutes, so let's crack through here. Mystic Stylez.
Yeah, we finna get ready to bump that smoked out, loped out part 2. Mystic Stylez, 3-6 Marvin the hoe. We finna do this shit.
Estimate my pivot, but macking, tripping, spraying, laying, skanky bitches to the canvas and buckles. Can I manage?
Styles of the ancient mutilations, torture, chambers filled with corpses in my basement. Feel the wrath of the fucking demolition. 3-6 mafia creation of Satan.
Here comes Gangsta Boo, but I like the bridge here. Mystic Stylez of the ancient mutilations, torture chambers filled with corpses in my basement. Feel the wrath of the fucking Devolition. Oh, Devolition. Okay. Oh, Devil Nation. Oh, the annotation is to correct the typo basically in the lyrics here. Oh, the whole family's up now too. All right, let's hear Gangsta Boo.
My styles, I slick your body, bitch, that I would chop in pieces. No fucking clue to the 5 click, no fucking witnesses. And they only saw the mass I'm chasing that I had on my face. The scandalous bitch is so slick, that's why I got away safe. I blaze a blunt up in the air just to relax and get high. The moon is full and all I see is 666 in the sky. The 3-6 mafia, the devil's daughter, bitch is so wild. Whatever you bitches are doing, you cannot compare to my Mystic Stylez. I'm creeping up on these hoes with a motherfucking shotgun. A nigga
That was great. Yanks Taboo and La Chat, both great flow. Good verses too, really. This song is better. I'm glad this song is better since it's the title track, but I feel like we're kind of back into the theme of Mystic Stylez and 3 6 Mafia and what they're doing, because everyone's bringing the heat right here, which is cool.
Niggas bound to break it, something awful in the house of torture. Stepping up to the coastal beach, they wake you with your horror. The chambers, they came up to feel yourself open up on your anger. Now your life's in danger. Evil, notice the murderers, vocalists, infamous, ripping up all the pushing the scarecrow, butchering, tearing up niggas with double their lyrical doubters. They go through the lyrical legacy. Let the law informers line up the melody. Every nigga that try to compare it, they 666 Mafia walking through therapy. When you walk through the wilderness, be very quiet. Law informers might be unstopping. Suggest you watch out for the movie trust me, cause the scarecrow is out there, you're only for hunting. Special thanks to my brother Ben Johnny, get rest in peace. He taught me about these mysteries, so therefore nigga, you don't wanna come deal with the Mafia, with drop you need that money.
I feel like this is the strongest track on the album. I like that everybody's dropping it with a verse. I like that they're not bothering with like a chorus or a bridge or a hook. They're just verse, and everyone's bringing a bunch of lyrical flow. Everyone's changing it up. Everyone's bringing the heat on this one. I think this is the strongest track off the album. Pretty good. Pretty damn good.
Deep when we creep, take your last breath, roll up your tombstone, smoke a blunt of death. Beware, the juice will leave you funky hoes in terror and scatter the mixing styles of the 3 6 devils. Whoever step up to this click, then you're doomed. Crew with my harpoon straight through your heart foods.
I even got virgins serving for me in some other nations. They were so hard that I got locked out for some tax evasion. Killers and thieves is all I ever had the pleasure to meet. A rusty ass Tech 9'll make you hit your knee. I'm trying to keep from blasting off my motherfucking balls. Battle one in the chamber of the Glock I got on my drawers. I got my cap to the side, watch my fucking back. My dose across the street in the grass when I'm swing the track.
This little chat up in this motherfucker telling all these hoes take their hand on to the floor, I'm out.
Shit, Coos nigga up in this bird, you bet he was sure.
Yeah, DJ Paul up in this motherfucker, the killer man, profit entertainment this hoe.
Lord, that was the scarecrow and this motherfucker, the mystical one, nigga.
I feel like the album should end right there. There's one more track. It's called Porno Movie. I don't know. Is it actually a track? Okay, yeah. I don't know if it's going to be just insanely ridiculous or not, but I feel like the album should have ended right there. That would have been a great closer. It's probably the strongest track on the album, in my opinion. All right, let's hear this last one. Track 16, same production crew, called Porno Movie. Hopefully it's not ridiculous. If it's ridiculous, I don't know if I'll actually listen to it all the way. It looks like it's going to be ridiculous. All right, track 16. Here we go.
Insert it in a mouth, The dick that's in your mouth, long and hard, oh my god. Insert it in a mouth.
Yeah, I'm not gonna do it. I'm gonna skip. I'm not gonna listen to it. I'm not gonna listen to it. It's too ridiculous. I'm gonna stop it right here. Maybe that's bad form. I don't know. Yeah, no, I don't want to hear this one. Oh my god. So now let's see. I'm gonna go through this. I'll share all the songs that have hearts next to. So Break the Law 95 I did enjoy. I did not put a heart next to The Summer, even though it was fine, but the audio quality on that one was very, very flat. And it was also just placed in a weird way. And also I was still trying to kind of find my footing within the album and the style and everything that was going on, because this is very different from anything else I've heard. Live by Your Rep, In the Game, Long Night. I like that one quite a bit. Back Against the Wall, Tear the Club Up, Mystic Stylez. Those are the ones I have hearts next to. Fuckin Wit Dis Click, I remember enjoying. Sweet Robbery was actually okay too. Now I'm High, I forget. But really what I'm doing here is I'm trying to break down, like, okay, it's a 73-minute album, right? That's pretty long. I think you dropped the last track. Track 16 is not necessary. Obviously they're just screwing around, in my opinion. Even though I didn't listen to it, I was skimming the lyrics. They're just screwing around. Whatever. I didn't really have a problem with Big Business, but I think you could cut it. All or Nothing, you could cut. Gotta Touch 'Em was fine, but it kind of felt like a song we'd already heard before. So I mean, right there, if let's just say you pull those, you go from a 17 to a 13 track album, and you cut 9, 11, almost 17 minutes off. So now you've got a 13 track album that's an hour long instead of 73 minutes long. Really, what I'm trying to do is find a version of this that's condensed. Because in my experience, when you have something like this album, where you have this really just specific style and sound, and that's really, I don't want to say the strength of it, but kind of like the notable reason for checking out the album. When it's concise, then it really helps. This one's a little drawn out. However, I will say the rapping on this is really fucking good. Really good. Even though I didn't spend much time with the lyrics because there's not a whole lot to get into. Some of the stories were kind of interesting that they were telling. But for the most part, it's 3 6 Mafia being what they are in this album. So there just wasn't a lot to take apart there. But the lyrical flow that they used to get all these lyrics out with was really good. Really good. The mid section of the album, like in the middle portion, I was kind of bummed out. Not enough Gangsta Boo. Need more Gangsta Boo. She's pretty good. They're all pretty good. Really. Jesus. I said earlier that this won't be an album I come back to very often. And for the most part, I think that's true. I might, every now and then, if I see it, go, oh shit, I'm going to listen to this song or that song or whatever. Maybe listen to Long Night, Mystic Stylez. That was a good one. Back Against the Wall, In the Game. There's some cool tracks. But what's cool about this video, and there were points where I was losing interest. I was getting a little bored. So be it. That's what it is. But I'm glad I sat down and listened to this album, because if I had tried to just listen to it on my own or put it on in the car or something like that, I wouldn't have listened to it. I probably would have skipped. I'd get like halfway through a song. I would have skipped. I wouldn't have listened to it. I wouldn't have given the time that it needed. And for all the things I've heard about this album, for it to be in the Hip Hop Evolution series and all this other stuff, like this is, while this is not the best album I've ever heard, it is a part of hip hop history. And so I'm glad that I took the time to sit down and listen to it. Very distinct style. It's such a throwback to the early 90s, man. Like, I just got teleported back in time 30 years, basically, listening to this album. Oh, man. All right, well, there you go. There's Mystic Stylez by 3 6 Mafia. Entertaining. Yeah. There you go. Okay, well, we'll see you guys.